In 1936, a secret tomb raiding gang quietly entered the wilderness of Shanxi, targeting the legendary tomb of Emperor Qinling Huang, the underground palace sealed for over 2,000 years. Little did they know, an ancient curse was already waiting for their arrival. And when they opened that heavy bronze door, the true horror had only just begun. I, as the only Chinese translator, witnessed it all. Eerie illusions, terracotta warriors coming to life, and that maddening bronze seal. This is a story about greed, curses, and death. Are you ready to face the terror of the Qin tomb? In 1936, I joined an archaeological expedition funded by a wealthy British patron, officially to assist with the excavation of the Terracotta Army in Shanxi, China. But our real mission was far more secretive: to break into the sealed core chamber of Qinling Huang's mausoleum and steal the legendary immortality device and treasures hidden within the water Milky Way. I was the team's only Chinese speaker, acting as both translator and historical consultant. Just before our departure, a gray-robed Taoist priest stopped me. He said, "The tomb must not be disturbed. It is bound to the Emperor's dragon vein. If you enter, people will die." I brushed it off as superstition. But looking back now, it was the final warning. We entered the underground passage through a sealed side chamber. Several workers blasted open a stone gate with explosives. A thick stench of sulfur surged out instantly. Beyond the gate stretched a winding brick tunnel, sloping deeper underground. Its walls were etched with ancient runes, and flanking the passage stood rows upon rows of terracotta figures. But they weren't warriors. They were eunuchs, musicians, boys and girls. Each one bowed their heads, eyes shut tight, as if listening to something long asleep. After about 2 hours, we stopped before a stone wall painted with the Taiji symbol and spells of soul binding. Captain Harold ordered the wall breached. As soon as a crack appeared, a strange gust of wind blew in from behind us, and I distinctly heard a deep voice whisper, "You must not enter." No one else reacted. Only I heard it. We arrived at a massive stone hall. At its center flowed the legendary Milky Way of water, a 5-meter-wide trench filled with a bluish, glowing liquid. The air was laced with a faint, toxic scent. When we looked into the water, our reflection shimmered back, distorted, warped, unfamiliar, as if we were staring at the faces of strangers. Harold declared we would cross it with steel cables the next morning. That night, I couldn't sleep. In my dreams, the river split open, revealing countless white bones writhing beneath the surface. Someone grabbed my arm and whispered, "Come back. It's your turn to stay." I awoke with a burning pain on my wrist. There, etched in blood, was a strange rune, like someone had carved it into my skin while I slept. That night, our surveyor James went missing during his rounds. We searched every tunnel. Eventually, we found a new terracotta figure among a group of older ones. Its shape eerily resembled him. Embedded in the soil at its feet was a shard of his explorer's hat. I told the team, "We need to stop. This place isn't safe." No one listened. Harold pointed his pistol at me. "You fear ghosts? I fear missing history, and with that, he led the rest deeper into the tomb. I hesitated, then followed, because part of me still wondered, what had Qin Shi Huang truly buried down there? At last, we reached the central gate. It was a massive bronze door carved with ancient curses meant to seal the tomb. The team used a hydraulic jack to force it open. Behind it lay a grand subterranean palace. The walls were covered with carvings of dragons, serpents, phoenixes, and tortoises. Silken curtains still hung from the ceiling, miraculously unrotted by time. In the center of the chamber stood an enormous bronze coffin, embossed with a man holding a sword, his eyes shut in eternal sleep. As Harold stepped into the center, a low rumble echoed through the chamber. The surrounding terracotta figures began to tremble. One by one, their eyes opened, white, empty, lifeless. I turned to run, but behind me James's voice called out, "We've found it, immortality." I looked back. There he stood among the terracotta crowd, skin pale as ash, his eyes hollow. What happened next comes to me only in fragments. The water galaxy overflowed, the bronze gate slammed shut, the statues moved, surrounding us. Harold screamed as he was dragged into the darkness. I woke up lying in the sands outside the tomb's entrance. There were no footprints around me. It was as if the entire expedition had never existed. Chinese guards found me and took me to a nearby clinic. I told them everything. They simply shook their heads. That section of the tomb was never opened. How could you have entered it? But on my wrist, the rune remained, and over time the mark has grown clearer, as if counting down. And every night since, I still hear the whispers of the water galaxy. Something down there is still waiting for me.